Shawn Clement here from the Richmond Hill Golf Learning Center, Wisdom in Golf. Now, the season is underway. We just got an incredible week of sunshine after a dismal April, so it's been very busy. The season just exploded all of a sudden. But Matt and I had to take some time out to get a video in for you. This is a subject that's near and dear to many of your hearts who are looking for some extra distance. And to get that extra distance, we need to compress the golf ball with authority and weight. And to be able to do that, we're going to, listen to Scully in your anatomy and really position ourselves properly with the right grip and club face relationship. And I've got a nice hammer here to help us out. And you'll see the first thing I want to talk about is the anatomical alignment of your forearm. So you'll notice there are two bones in the forearm, the radius and the ulna. And the proper alignment of these two bones for compression is if you were to, put your hand straight out in front of you, up and down. If you were making a karate chop, you would either apply pressure with the heel of the hand this way, or you would come down this way. This would be just basically a slap. Now, if you really wanted to, create some compression and get through the board, we need to come through in this manner right here. This is exactly how we would do it with the hammer. So the way the radius and ulna are positioned right now, they're stacked one on top of each other. You'll notice how the bones, like in this position right here, would be very easy for me to break my arm. Whereas if I position it this way, it'd be very difficult to break my arm. You'll see that the bones are tubular and they face each other, and there's an amazing compression that occurs this way. So now, if we apply this to the grip, if you're hammering down with a hammer, you would do it this way. You would not do it this way. All right? So everybody will take the hammer in their hands in this manner right here. Now, if you had a nail in this fashion going into a door frame, you would simply turn the hammer and the forearm together, and now you would have a really nice compressing power into that door frame. You would not change your grip this way. You'll notice that this will feel very weak and awkward when it comes to hammering nails, whereas this feels extremely powerful. Now let's look at what that looks like in your grip. So for those of you who take the grip neutral, the V's pointed in such a manner, and you're very much preoccupied with the fashion show of having a very square club face. Well, this in the book of dynamic golf is very, very open. So you notice the position of my right hand is in a slapping position. It's not in a compressing position. If you look at Bubba Watson and his strong grip, you'll notice that his bottom hand, his left hand, is very much underneath the club. So if I was hammering nails with the face of my club, it would look like this, wouldn't it? Now, if I was hammering nails toward the target, I would just turn my hand, and now I've got a nice compressing power going towards the target. So you notice how naturally I'm going to lag this way. Also, look at the body language associated with that. I'm getting ready to hammer into a door frame. Notice how the anatomy of the arm works hand in hand with the positioning of the tilt of the body. This gives me momentum this way. Whereas, bring the hand more on top, my body comes straight ahead. Now I'm no longer behind the ball, and I have to release early to be able to square up the club with the ball. So because you're releasing early, you're spending all your energy down here toward the golf ball, and you're seriously impeding your action toward the target. So we get into a position where you'll see my grip acid test video on my home page on the website in the videos for wiggers only, right? So you'll see how I take my one-handed swing with my right arm, and you'll notice how the weight of my hammer releases me. So if I'm hammering nails into that door frame, there's the nail, there's the door frame that just gave way, and because this hammer is very heavy, you need relief for the anatomy of that arm. So there's a natural rotation that occurs in both radius and ulna, as well as the head of the humerus, okay? So you'll feel a nice release of energy there. That's where you want everything to dissipate. That's where you want everything to peak. You don't want everything to peak down here where the ball is. So, same thing here. I've got my hand a little more under, which means my left hand's going to be a little more over. Now, if we take a neutral grip with that, you'll notice that the club face is significantly closed. And for many of you, this will throw your brain off in a big way, because now you'll notice that the club face being closed puts more weight in that left hand, okay? And then when you get behind the ball, you'll notice now the club face is a lot more square, but it feels there's a little bit of tension in that left forearm. And when you release the club, you'll feel more of an emphatic release past the ball right over here. If you feel that your forearm is relaxed and your club face is square, at the moment of impact, you'll notice that, whoa, that's severely open. Now, because you're trying to go to the target, your brain says there's no way the ball can go in that direction. I need to help you square that up. Now all your body positions get affected by that. Your head moves forward, you get out in front of the ball, you have to release early, and because you're releasing early, you're adding a lot of loft to the club. So, close the face, right there. Get behind the ball, and you'll notice, wow, that's back to square. And then when I'm swinging to the target, notice, wow, that's really collecting the ball just ever so slightly open, and you'll feel way more compression with that golf ball. So I feel the weight of the hammer. Release the weight of the hammer to my target, and then you're going to start seeing the ball flying a lot more straight. Now, if you close the face and the first ball you hit is going left, pay attention to the flight. Was it going straight left, or was it curving violently to the left? First thing you want to ask yourself, did I swing out to the target or not? Number one, if you released at the ball, you close the face too early, the ball's going to curve way left. That's no good. So, get back in there, take your focus out to the target, feel the weight, and let the hammer release itself out to the target. Now you'll start seeing some much straighter ball flights. And what's really cool about that is you're going to see a lot more distance on that golf ball, okay? So that is really going to be a big pleaser for you. So don't be afraid when you see a very close face through impact. You're collecting slightly open and releasing slightly closed. This looks very, very close to you, but dynamically, it's actually barely square, all right? So enjoy that. We'll see you in our next video.